I need to change. That's not the problem.
Okay. Yes, Madhav. Okay. Thank you very much, Madhav, to start our class. So we all have learned first chapter, second chapter, and we jumped from second to 16. 16th is all about values, and 17th again is continuation of values. We have also jumped one more thing is we have not done the karma kanda properly. We have not gone to any acharya, just like previously. Small children will go for 12 to 13 years, 14 years. 14 years, they stay with the acharya, learn all the rituals. Rituals meaning how to go to temple, that we should do, before going temple bath, the bhasma, what way to cook the food, all we have skipped. We are actually jumped, as I said, from second to directly 16th, and as well as anything, sir? Because I'm not able to connect what I want to say. So we should not do that, but no, unfortunately, because the parampara has changed, there is no Gurukula. So we have to now understand much more by scriptures, help of scriptures, under the guidance of an able guru like Swami Paramarthananda Hegde sir. And while doing so, we might have our own troubles. As he was telling, vasanas, which is not from this janma, from many, many janmas. So children like Madhav, there is one more small child, they are come with a very strong positive vasanas. So, that's why they are here. That's why all of us are here. Because this is an open invitation of Bhagavad Gita to entire Namakal. If we have 300 people also, we can accommodate. But we have only 20 odd. In that also, we have only few coming regularly. So it will be so many reasons in our lives. But try that we have already jumped. Now don't go back. March ahead. So satsangatve nisangatvam and nisangatve nirmohatvam. The more you come for satsang, the more it is going to keep you away from the samsara. What did we learn from the first chapter? Description of samsara. Can anyone tell me what is samsara? Yes. Raga, shoka, moha. That is how it should come. Attachment to anything in the worldly thing. Then if it is lost, the grief, shoka. And if you get something more also, moha. So these three things always keep us in samsara. So we learn from the first chapter. So more satsang you do, more you get together. Hardly once in a week we are getting. So do not miss it. And once or all we can miss it, but try to be here. Because this is because of your so many punya karmas in the so many lives you have done. 7th chapter clearly Sri Krishna mentions that out of lakhs of people, Shahasreshu, out of many, many lakhs of people, only few hundreds come for satsang. And out of that few hundred, 1 or 2 get liberated. So let us try to be that one or two, or at least 100, but not out of that so many people who are not coming. So with that introduction, I would like her to start. What is the first shloka today?
Today's Dhyana Sloka, but before going into Dhyana Sloka, I'd like to give a little introduction about it. It is what Mahabharata is what? Mahabharata is a Itihasa. What is Itihasa? It is a scriptural literature. That is partially the fact that actually happened in the history and a bit of fiction. This Karpanayum, Nadanda Karayum, Karandanada, and the Itihasa. Itihasa means that is happened. Does happen. So today, this sloga is mainly about Bharata Namaskara. Can we chant, ma'am?
Parashariya Vachat. 7th.
Yeah.
So we'll chant. It is now only we did it.
Now only we know.
Parashariya Vachastaroja Amaya. Geeta. Na.
Now the meaning. Amalam Rapangagam is the pure spotless lotus of the Mahabharata. Parasayava born in the lake of birds of the son of Parasara, the Vyasa.
Geetata Gangotaram.
Which is rich with the fragments of the import of Gita.
Nanakya Naga Kesharam.
Which has many episodes as its filaments.
Harikada
Sambodha.
Which is expanded through the narration of Hari stories.
Deviyamanam.
Which is always done day after day. Muda joylessly.
Sarchana Satpadave.
By the deeds of noble people.
Loke.
In the world.
Kalimala Pradamsi.
Which is the destroyer of the impurities of Kaliuga.
Bhuyat na Shreyase.
Be for our supreme good. Dhyana Sloka associated with Gita is a 9 verses Sanskrit poem. Also called Gita Dhyanam. It is like a prayer. The 9 verses offer solutions to the variety of sacred scriptures, gods, and other entities. Characterize the relationship of God with the Upanishads and affirm the power of divine assistance. The purpose of studying the prayer verses series to invoke the grace of the Lord so that we can successfully complete the study of Bhagavad Gita and ward off the obstacles that may come. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata, but these prayers verses are not from Mahabharata. These prayers verses were written by the great Acharya Madhusudana Saraswati before he wrote the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. In these verses, the Acharya offers namaskarams to Mahabharatam, for it is the greatest book. Let the lotus flower of Mahabharata, which arose from the water, which are the words of son Parasara, which are the pollen grains of different stories, which is taught in the form of stories of Lord Vishnu. This is done by the honeybee of very good people. Help those who want to remove the ills of Kali Yuga era.
Actually, this verse explains that is, there are 1 lakh verses in Mahabharata, but 700 verses are Gita verses. Rest of it is Mahabharata, and it is one biggest literature in this world. And what is it? It is this transforms our personality that helps us to grow physically and emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. What not? Everything is Mahabharata has. And it has been given to us by Vyasacharya. And it is like how lotus is grown in a pond. That is, the pond is compared to Vyasa's speech. And it is grown in a mud. Usually, lotus, they don't grow in a clear pond. It is always in a muddy pond. So, Mahabharata is lotus is a pure, we compare lotus to purity. So, like that, Mahabharata is pure, even no grammatical error, no error at all. So, Mahabharata is a very pure form of scripture that is being handed over to us. And then this Mahabharata, like lotus, it has a very good fragrance that it just invites everyone, whoever touches the Mahabharata, to get intellectual knowledge, and it gives us so much of information. And like filaments of lotus, it has like there are many small thread-like filaments in the center of the lotus. So like that, Mahabharata has thousands of stories hidden in it. And from that, like poet like Kalidasa, they've written the story Shakuntalam, the story of the great Shakuntalam was written from Mahabharata. So like that, we can relate many stories that have been taken out of Mahabharata and written. So it is, and it has been like a psychological study for many doctors who have analyzed it. The story of Karna itself is completely a different story, and there is a theory and analysis of psychological behavior of Karna itself. It can give us so much of information. So, to this present world, how does Mahabharata help us? Even family-wise, there are many problems within the family and even society-wise. So, anything to do with this Mahabharata has a solution. In the part of governance, in the part of family advice, anything, Mahabharata will always be what is a pioneer, and can any number of Kali Yuga or any other Yuga you can enter, this Mahabharata will be one of the best.
I want to learn
Okay,
some more lines.
okay.
Dhyana slokas associated with Gita is a 9 verses Sanskrit poem, also called Gita Dhyanam. It is like a prayer. The 9 verses are solutions to a variety of sacred scriptures, gods, and other entities. Characterize the relationship of Gita to the Upanishads and affirm the power of divine assistance. The purpose of studying the prayer verses is to improve the grace of Lord so that we can successfully complete the study of Bhagavad Gita and ward off the obstacles that may come. Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, but these prayers verses are not from Mahabharata. These prayer verses were written by a great Acharya Madhusudana Saraswati before wrote the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. In these verses, the Acharya offers namaskaram to Mahabharatam for it is the greatest book. Bhagavad Gita next, looking upon the Gita as Mother Saraswati, the embodiment of wisdom. So, Vyasacharya, the author of Mahabharatam and therefore the author of the Gita, and Krishna, who gives Gita teachings to Arjuna.
And this is Bharata Namaskara. Now,
Just for him. So, Madhav, what is Mahabharata? You have told the stories of Arjuna. Do you remember you have told the stories also? So, Mahabharata is considered here as, a lotus. Okay, lotus which grows in water. And the water is muddy. a lot of mud, we cannot see. So, especially the part of war is mud, but through that only lotus will come. So what does it mean? Through lot of difficulties only we will come out. Okay, so you have difficulties in studies, but if you study hard, from there only you will get good marks. Okay, you understood? So this is the meaning of Mahabharata. Keep in mind. Okay, because you will not.
And now today we are going to talk about Om. What is Om? Om is the Brahman, that is the Atma. Why do we chant Om before anything that to do with scriptures? Even for yoga, the first thing they teach you is to start with Om. That is, it consists of 3 syllables. A, U, Ma. But in Tamil, we tell it A, U, Im. We pronounce it as A, U, Im. So, A represents the Stula Sariram. U represents the Sukshma Sariram. Ma represents the Karma Sariram. So, when you start chanting Om, what happens is all these 3 consciousness aligned, and when you really understand it and chant, your all your thoughts will be channelized, and you will be able to observe the scriptures in a very good way. You can do it even before starting your studies or doing any kind of your work. You can start your work with chanting Om. So Om is it is a point of concentration. So it helps you to concentrate. That's why sages have given us this mantra, the Om. And it is ideal worship of your inner self. Om is the Brahman, and so it is. And to worship your inner self, Om is something that is very important. An ideal of reality for the universe. The universe vibrates on this 3-letter syllable Om. So basically, with the Om, when you start any of your work, not only scriptures, even a basic everyday work, when you start your work after chanting Om, definitely your concentration will be more and you'll be able to grasp more. Last week we completed chapter 16. So a simple small glimpse of what the chapter 16 is. Shastram is the pramanam for proper conduct. That is, Shastram is a source of knowledge for proper conduct. And it's a manual that for Vidhi, Nisheda, Punya and Pavam. So it helps us to understand what Vidhi is, what Nisheda is, what Punyam is and what Pavam is. And we have a choice to do Punyam and add Karma, or do Pavam and add Karma with Ashubha Vasana. Ashubha Vasana comes along with Karma. So it is your choice, either do Punyam or Pavam. Then we have a choice to follow Dharma. If you follow Dharma, your only path will lead to moksha. If it is Adharma, what happens? The Adharma, repeatedly of Adharma karmas, you will be born into an inferior home where moksha and dharma are not possible. So we need the will to pursue dharma and patience to wait until we realize the supreme being within ourselves. அதாவது நமக்கு அந்த வில் பவர் வேணும். நாம இந்த மோக்ஷாவை கடைபிடிக்கணும், நம்ம இதுல இருக்கிறத ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும்ன்ற அந்த ஒரு வில் பவர் இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் நம்ம ப்ரொசீட் பண்ண முடியும். வில் பவர் இருந்தா மட்டும் போதாது. யூ ஷுட் ஹேவ் த பேஷன்ஸ். பொறுமைங்கிறது இருக்கணும். ஏன்னா அந்த பொறுமை இருந்தாதான் அந்த நம்மளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற அந்த சுப்ரீம் பீயிங் ரியலைஸ் பண்ற வரைக்கும் நம்ம பொறுமையா நம்மளோட வழிய ஸ்கிரிப்சர் சொன்ன மாதிரி நடத்த முடியும். விதி நிஷேதாஸ்ங்கிறது வந்து டூஸ் அண்ட் டோன்ட்ஸ். அதாவது எது பண்ணலாம் எது பண்ணக்கூடாதுங்கிறது தான் விதி நிஷேதாஸ்.
Like 10 commandments. You know, when we learn in school days, good things to do and bad things to avoid.
இதுல நீங்க இந்த பிக்சர்லயே உங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. அதாவது இது டு அவாய்ட் வந்து அட்டாச்மெண்ட், ப்ரைட், ஃபால்ஸ் பிரஸ்டிஜ், இக்னோரன்ஸ், ஆங்கர், envy, lust, greed, இதெல்லாம் தான் வந்து டு அவாய்ட். டு டூ வந்து என்ன? acceptance of spiritual master, study of the Veda, austerity, sense control and spiritual knowledge. That is the path that leads to moksha. அதாவது டூஸ்ங்கிறது, don'tsங்கிறது இருக்கு. And Sir's picture explains it really well. That talks about the main three things: desire, anger, greed. That is kama, krodha, and lobha. The desire to have that honey and the greed for more of honey. That person is hanging from the branch. நம்மளும் அந்த மாதிரி தான் தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். Greed and desire காக. Either you can hold the hand of Bhagavan and attain moksha, or fell into the hell of Asuri rule. Asuri Sambat Pula, illati you can choose Devi Sambat. So these are all the distractions that is on in the life, in the day-to-day life of us. So the choice is ours. Chapter 17, this talks about Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So what is that? This is concentrating on a way of life. If we live in the coldest region of the world, what kind of dress will we be wearing? Thick sweater dress. And when we visit that place, what kind of dress will we be wearing? We have to wear that dress. We wear this normal dress. What will happen? Mother, what will happen when we wear this dress and go to a place where there is lots of snow? Yes, exactly. So, and banyan tree grows only in the Asian continent, not anywhere else in the world. So, like that, our lifestyle should be in a way where Vedas can, we can observe the knowledge of Vedas. So we should change our lifestyle accordingly. That is what this chapter is about. There are two things in Veda. One is Veda Purva and Veda Anta. Veda Purva is the beginning of the Veda that deals with lifestyle that we need. That's called as Dharma Shastra. Veda Anta is the end part of the Veda that deals with philosophy or the knowledge that you work for. That is the Dharma Shastra. A person of immoral values, but he'll be very knowledgeable and he'll have a very high IQ. He can be a topper in university. But will that be possible in this, in reading scriptures? No. So that is what this lesson is about, to help us to understand what kind of lifestyle we have to lead to attain moksha. So, for Saksara means a learned person. What happens when a learned person with a high IQ, if he studies Upanishad? If he studies Upanishad, it can only be an information for him. It will not transform him. And if he is a well-learned person and basically he has the qualities of a Asuri Sambat, what will happen? He will become a Rakshasa. And he uses Upanishad knowledge to hide himself, hide the bad qualities in himself, but not into a transformation. That best example is Ravana. And you can see all his 10 heads symbolizes the character he was. So he is character of Asuri Sambat. He was a very well-known person. He was very good in dancing, good in singing. He was a very good musician. He was a very good veena player. And he studied all the sastras and he was a very well-learned person. But what happened, because he was a basic quality of him was Asuri Sambat. So what happened to him in the end? He was destroyed. So to have a lifestyle like a Devi Sambat is important for studying the scriptures. So what do we see in this chapter? Type of lifestyle we lead, how do we treat the people, type of languages we use in communication. These are the three basic things that we are going to see in this chapter. Sachin.
Yes, 17. So let us chant. Arjuna Vacha. Shastra Vidimutsucha. Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha. Tesham Nishtatu Ka Krishna. Vamaho Rajastamaha. Okay, Arjuna is asking the question. You see the chapters, I think from second, Arjuna asks questions and the entire chapter starts. So I think if I'm not wrong, 15 such questions have been asked. And these questions are asked on our behalf. So Krishna gives an answer. So this is a very simple verse. Arjuna asked, what is the status of those people who ignore the scriptural rules, Veda Purva Bhaga, and the worship, and still they worship with faith? Is it Sattva, Rajas, or Tamas way of worshipping, or Krishna? So basically, what next? Tamas means dark. So the question here is about the scriptural illiterate people. Literate means they know everything. I told before the class that we have jumped. Veda Purva has to be done to come to Veda Anta. Anta means end. So this philosophical knowledge which we are getting, that Aham Brahmasmi, God is none other than me, myself, is a very philosophical, Sankhya Yoga was difficult for us. But to come to there, we should have passed some tests. None of us are actually eligible, according to Shastra, to learn this Shastra, to learn this. We are all illiterate. Let me be so bold and telling you, because we have not gone through the rigorous training of Veda Purva. If I ask you how do you start your dinacharya, according to Shastra, we may not know. Because when something you buy and we have a manual, we read the manual to get full benefits of the television or the remote control, whatever we have. But have we read the manual for human being? No. The Shastras has not been read. So here the question is, for those illiterate, even if they continue reading Bhagavad Gita or doing their puja, what they do every day, or whatever before going to sleep they pray, what is going to happen for them? Will it be Satvic? Will it be Rajasic? Or will it be Tamasic? How it will be classified? This is the question which Arjuna is asking to Krishna. Arjuna is asking Krishna. So, yeah, you have a question. Arjuna asking to Krishna. If they are not studying well, will they pass? Yeah, that's what he's asking. Now Krishna will answer. Yeah. So is the bhakti the only way to reach God for all of us? Because many are bhakti prone. I'm using the word bhakti prone. Bhakti is very important, but without jnanam, you might be in bhakti level only. You might not go beyond that. You cannot cross that moksha part. You will not be free. With the knowledge, the only way in Viveka Chudamani, if you have known about this, Viveka Chudamani very clearly says, without knowledge, you will not get moksha. So before that, Viveka Chudamani, I also thought, bhakti, just by Ghanta Nada praying, I will get moksha. Some people might get it, but it is not so. Only through scriptural reading, you will get knowledge, and only through knowledge, you will get liberty. If you make a knot, make it star, keep in your mind. Okay, next. Yeah, so these three examples. Now the answers are in three examples. Rama's understanding, the way, even though he was told to go to 14 years for exiles, he accepted everything because he was a very knowledgeable person. Whereas a literate person is very knowledgeable, but this is the example of Bhishma or Drona. You can take any one of them. See, they were very knowledgeable, but they didn't have that Shraddha, that God is there and I am separate. They themselves thought that they're God. And the last one is Kamsa. He was like, he knows he is not a God, he is a demon, and he wants to rule everyone, even the God he wants to rule. So, tamasic person. So, depending upon how your Shraddha, your faith in God, it will lead you to Sattvic, Rajasic, or Tamasic worship. Because he asked only about worship. But you will see as the classes goes on, the verses, he also explains about food, ahara, tapas, austerity, dhanam, charity, and what is one more thing? Dhanam, tapas, yeah, and worship your way of you do the puja. So 4 things are explained in this chapter. Okay, we'll go ahead. You can skip this. Chandra Kumari. Shri Bhagavan
Vivita Bhavati Shraddha,
Shri Bhagavati
Ram Svabhavacha, Radhishri Chandra,
Rajasi Chaiva.
He says, Ram Shruno,
Very good.
Lord Krishna said, for all human beings, faith is threefold as Satvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. It is born of one's nature. Hear about it.
It's really good.
Chanting is
Chanting
It's
so much nicely chanted. Progress in progress.
all your blessings.
So in this,
Hari Om. So not just started. Just started.
Yes, I am ready, sir.
Krishna is started.
Krishna take over, sir. Now Krishna has started. Krishna started, but here Arjuna asked a question. What is the question? That before going into that, when everyone follows the spiritual injection, that is the prescribed form of spiritual puja, way of lifestyle, everything, naturally that person will be a sattvic predominant person. So when that person is scripturally illiterate, that person has no knowledge about scriptures. So how will we evaluate that person? So that will be evaluated by what type of puja he does, what type of character he is, what type of worship he does. That character of that person determines the quality of the person. That is his vasana and everything. So Krishna here asks, what is the character? So Arjuna says character depends upon each individual to individual. So he classifies individuals into the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So when a person, when a sattvic devotee follows a sattvic faith, then he'll have a sattvic shraddha. And that's why the rajasic person, when he follows rajasic way of life, then he'll be a rajasic shraddha. He'll have faith of rajasic shraddha. Then this tamasic person, if he follows tamasic faith, and naturally he'll have a tamasic shraddha. So he says, when the spiritual injection is not governed for that particular person, we don't know what என்ன நம்ம scriptureல என்ன rules இருக்குதுன்னு நமக்கு தெரியல அப்படிங்கும் போது what happens is the character of the person governs the faith, the shraddha of that particular person. So with that, Krishna concludes, tam shruno, that is, don't be in a hurry. I'll explain it to you step by step. So patiently listen. That is what this verse explanation is.
So Tam Shruno. What does it mean? Why God has given 2 years and only 1 mouth? Why God has given like that? Why did he give 10 mouths and only 1 year? Because you have to listen 2 times before you speak. So here Krishna is saying, I am telling you something very important. Tam means you, Shruno. Shruno means not just hear, listen. 2 different things. I can hear and I forget. From this year, I thought he will say from 1 year we hear and the other year we will. But
Not
it is,
certain.
yeah, but it is to listen. And Sir says, Guruji says, in third party listening. If I listen to the class as a first party, I'll forget it. Second party, I make notes and keep in that book only. Third party is when I make notes here, and if someone asks me what you heard today, understood, you are able to reproduce it without going through the notes. So third type of listener is very important. So Tam Shruno. So please be attentive, because now Krishna is telling about the way of life. Because everyone in this world is living. We call living beings. This is non-living. It doesn't have to move. It doesn't have a goal. It doesn't have a job to do tomorrow. Tomorrow you come, it will be here. The table will be here. It will be here or it will go somewhere. Yeah, but Madhav will go to school or Madhav will have a holiday. He has so many things to do. Same way, a earthworm also lives in this world. He lives in a square centimeter of his world. But it is a world for him. A cockroach also has a world. He has a wife. He might be quarreling. He might be fighting. He must be feeding the child. We are all doing that. But are we doing according to the prescribed scriptures? For us, there is something else. What is that? Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. Correct? For the earthworm, he eats, he reproduces, he shits. Everything in the square centimeter. So we don't want to be like an earthworm and go in this life. We have to go ahead for our moksha. Artha, Kama, Dharma. We might do it according to the scriptures or without knowing it, but moksha only through the knowledge. So this knowledge is given now. So please listen. Please.
Sarvanurupa sarvasya sarvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharata
दा भवति भारत
Shraddha mayoyam purushaha
दामयं पुरुषः
Yo yet Shraddhasa eva cha
यश्रद्धरस एव सः
O Arjuna, for everyone faith is according to his temperament. A person consists of his faith. He is verily what his faith is. So here, Shraddha or faith, Krishna says to Arjuna, here, Krishna calls Arjuna as Bharata. And Krishna says, Shraddha or faith depends on the character or the mind of a person. So here, mind is not same for everyone. Even there might be 3 children in a family. Everyone will have a different character, different attitude. Some people might be very good. So here, this verse Krishna says about how our faith characterizes our mind. So here, Krishna asks whether mind of children is contributed by what? How is the mind of children being determined? So sometimes it is by lifestyle of parents. Some houses, even when the child is born, there will be the parents might be very religiously inclined. He might be seeing pujas, reading of scriptures. Everything might have been introduced to him right from a very early age. In some cases, genes might will also determine. But more than both these things, Swamiji says Purva Vasana,
Yes.
the character, the Vasana which we are born with, that matters so much. And parentage alone does not determine entirely, because here we can think of examples of how Prahalada was born to Hiranyakasipu, and so every individual is born with certain inherited character.
Don't compare with Praladam for inherited
Yes.
character.
No, sir. No, sir. So only,
Gene
yes,
is
sir.
inherited character. You should say it is totally different, both of them.
yes, sir, only to certain extent. So contradictory, with some inherited character in the sense from the previous birth, Purvavasa, not from parent gene or parentage doesn't determine that.
Yes. And we see in our daily life, even a sweeper might be very calm, very focused, and a great doctor might be very irritated. So we see that is nothing to do with where you are born and how you are brought up also. I think personally.
Yes, sir.
This you explain, please, Bharata to Madhav.
Bharata.
See, do you know what is India called before? Bharat. So what does Bharat means? Those who stay in this place, Bharata. Bha means those who know Brahma Vidya. This what we are doing, Mahabharata and all. And Bha means that, and Ratha means who are completely immersed. They always are in that understanding throughout their life. That place is called Bharata. So we are actually supposed to carry on this legacy of knowing this Brahma Vidya and revel in it throughout our life. I think you have already written it. Okay. What is the warning?
Here, Vishnu, we are not supposed to take Shraddha for granted. So in Tamil, we have Aindil Valayadada Aindil Valayadada. So what we do or what we think in what we are taught, Aindil Valayuma. Valayuma, Valayuma, So what we are taught when we are young, that shapes us, and that is very what we are taught in young when we are when we are young, and what we think that we become. And so what we are supposed, what if we learn good things when we are young, that will shape our future. So here, Krishna says Shraddha is very important for a person, and we have to practice it right from when we are young, which will determine our future.
Yeah, actually, there is the few words I really like, so I just want to share with you all. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. So that's very true. When we have a very angry thought, naturally the word that comes out of our mouth will be the most worst word that no one want to hear. So before, when your thoughts become negative, just think about the way of making it a positive. Take a minute, breathe, and then think a minute and then change your thought, and the words might be softer. So watch your words, they become your action. So when there is a change in your words, obviously your action will also have a change. Watch your actions, they become your habits. So when you keep on following this principle of checking yourself with your thoughts and your words, naturally becomes your habit. That becomes your good vasana, Shubha vasana. So watch your habit, it becomes your character. So naturally when becomes a habit, then you have to follow it becomes your character. And watch your character, it becomes your future personality. Naturally, character that will become your personality.
So finally, to become a good personal, you have to have good thoughts. Simple. If you go reverse way, and if you have a negative thought, what to do?
That is what, sir. Take a minute.
No, nip it at the bud.
Yes, sir, nip it at the bud. For that, take a minute.
Just nip it up. Otherwise, you let it grow even for some time, it will grow into a cactus.
That is very true.
Thoughts are shared.
Thoughts is words, words to action, action to your habit, habit to your character, and character to your personality, and personality to your destination.
Like sir said, the listening it in the beginning is very important. Take a minute.
Swamiji has said, it is all given in the books. Start reading the books. Because nothing she is telling out of anywhere, it is this also is given in the book. I'm telling you, Swamiji's 6-volume books is like what is a Bible for Christians.
One of the cardiologists used to say, the key is over the years. What is important is not the stethoscope. It is in between the
years.
You should not hear the heart sounds. Always should listen to the heart. This is
what it is. And only you understand.
Ananda Subramanian. His name is Dr.
Ananda Subramanian. Subramanian. Palakkad.
No. It's the town. Here, family.
Okay. Where is Madhavan? Okay, that is okay.
1704.
Yes. I think this will be last time.
Yes,
Last time.
Sir, 840. You have to also speak.
17 is a
We started at 7, then you also will take some 15 minutes.
Out of focus.
No, sir, that also is important. We will keep it low because many people are not there. Madam is not there. I want to. Next week. This week, because Madam is not there. No problem. Child is there. We will stop after this verse. Yeah. Yes. We all will chime. Mother, yours.
यजन्ते सात्विका देवान् रक्षांसि राजसगा तान् भूता वञ्चान्ये शान्ति Meaning of the verse, Satvic people worship the gods, Rajasic people worship the Yakshas and Rakshas, Tamasic people.
Rakshasas.
Tamasic people worship the ghosts and spirits.
Yes.
In this verse,
So I want the meaning of Yaksha.
Yaksha. Before Rakshasa, Yaksha. Rakshasa means Pakka demon. Maybe demigods. Not God, not Rakshasa. Between. There is actually very big function in Karnataka, if you know. Yakshagana. Have you seen? The biggest movie it was there. What was that movie?
Tulu people and all.
Tulu people. There was a big movie, no? Yakshagana on that.
Lots of movie out there.
No, but the recent, very big movie.
Yes, but
So the human being only, they will come and they ask questions and he will answer.
action.
Yes, yes.
Dharma will go every one by one, they will drink the water.
The voice.
Say that it is Yaman.
Yes.
No, sir, no, sir.
Except the Dharma, action, Yaman.
Just consider it is not good, but
Yes.
that is not good. That's what you consider from this.
Not a-
Okay. In this verse, we are going to see about what type of character we are born with, whether we are a Satvic Shraddha, Rajasic Shraddha, or Tamasic Shraddha. What is mean by Shraddha? Shraddha is nothing but we cannot.
Shraddha, Shraddha,
Shraddha. Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Shraddha வந்து நம்ம நேரா பார்க்க முடியாது, ஒரு பர்சனை பார்த்தோன்னே சொல்ல முடியாது. It is invisible. It is a mental state of a person and not physically seen. For example, Shraddha for example என்ன அப்படின்னா, ஒரு டாக்டர் கிட்ட நம்ம உடம்பு சரியில்லைன்னு போகும்போது அந்த டாக்டர் வந்து பிசிக்கலா பார்த்தோன்னே சிக் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஜட்ஜ் பண்ண முடியாது. So he should have some parameters like blood samples எடுக்கிறது. So only then he can admit the disease. So likewise, we cannot judge a person by his physical appearance. We should have some quality to judge that person.
Could we say that it is Nanakadal Tamil? Nanakadal சொல்லலாமா?
நம்பிக்கை.
Nanakadal, அதாவது take more care about it.
இல்ல சப்தானது faith, உங்களோட நம்பிக்கை.
Shraddha.
Faith.
வந்து ஒரு பர்சன் இப்போ நம்ம கூட நம்ம ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஒரு பர்சன் யாராவது இருக்காங்கன்னா, ஸோ அவங்கள வந்து நம்ம அவங்களோட இன்னர் ஹேபிட் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்களோட ஹாலிடே பத்தியோ இல்லை அவங்க ரீட் பண்ற புக் வச்சோ அவங்க சாப்பிடுற சாப்பாடு அவங்களோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் வச்சே ஓரளவுக்கு வி கேன் ஜட்ஜ் தெம். பட் கிருஷ்ணா என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, we can also judge a person by the puja he or she is worshipping. So for that he is telling 3 factors of worship, that is object of worship, mode of worship and motive of worship. Object of worship is about the deity, நம்ம எந்த சாமி கும்பிடுறோம் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஸோ வந்து நிறைய ரிலீஜன் சொல்றாங்க, ஹிந்துயிசம் வந்து ரொம்ப டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜஸ் பிகாஸ் இப்போ வந்து நிறைய சாமி இருக்கு. ஸோ வந்து பீப்புள்ஸ் cannot worship easily when compared to other religions like Christianity, like they have only one particular god and they'll proceed with that. But what our Swamiji told, அது ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றாரு, இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு ட்ரெஸ் கடைக்கு போறோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு கடையில ஃபுல்லா காவி ட்ரெஸ்ஸா இருக்கு, இன்னொரு கடையில நிறைய வெரைட்டி ஆஃப் சாய்ஸஸ் ஆஃப் ட்ரெஸ்ஸஸ் இருக்கு. Automatically human mind will go to the choices. So அவர் சொல்ற human mind need choosy things. They are very எப்படி சொல்றது, நிறைய ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் they like to know. So like that நம்ம ஹிந்துயிசமும் அப்படிதான். So animal god.
Take 1 cup of water. Mavu. You can make idli, you can make paneer, you can make dosa, you can make uttapam. And variety, so many varieties you can do. So ultimately, Atma is one. In different forms. Mavu is one, different forms.
Okay. அது மாதிரி, so we have got separate gods like animal god, women god, and so on. So next is mode of worship. It's about the puja what we are taking up. And next is the motive of worship. For that,
Mode of puja பத்தி என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
sir, அடுத்து வரும் சும்மா ஒரு
கிடா வெட்டி கும்பிடலாம்.
sir, அப்ப நீங்க வந்து சாத்விக் தான் நம்ம சிக்கன் போயிருவீங்க sir.
It is there.
There's
Okay. For that, verses Mamopata, Samasta,
To start a puja.
இதுல motive of worship. மோபாதா சமஸ்தா.
Mamopata Samasta, Purikadiyalvara, Parameshwara Vishnu Padam.
It is the beginning of all prayers, all rituals, sir. And the meaning of this verses, removing all problems and pains from our life, like that. Next, Satvic deities. Now we are sorry, நீங்க கேட்ட வரும் சார், நீங்க சாத்விகா இல்ல ராஜசிகா தாமசிகான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Satvic deities blessed with spiritual growth and values, contribute to inner strength and inner growth. இந்த gods எல்லாருமே வந்து Satvic gods. Rama, Krishna, Ayyappa and Devi, இவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து Satvic deities. So, இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம கும்பிடும் போது வந்து ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா நம்மளுக்கு வந்து ஈகோனஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்காது. அகிம்சா, அந்த ஒரு டெய்லி சம்பத், அந்த நிலை, அந்த இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி காட்ஸ பிரைஸ் பண்றவங்களுக்கு இருக்கும். சோ இங்க கிருஷ்ணா என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, இந்த மாதிரி காட்ஸ பிரைஸ் பண்றவங்க they ask Lord only for Mother Annapurani, the darling
अन्नपूर्णे सदापूर्णे शंकर प्राण वल्लभ ज्ञान वैराग्य सिद्धार्थे भीष्मते
विद्यार्थम दीक्षाम देवी च पार्वती.
And the meaning வந்து Mother Annapurani, the darling of Shankara, please give me hands of knowledge and pronunciation forever. Next வந்து Rajasic deities na blessed with materialistic well-being. இவங்க எல்லாமே வந்து மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக், அந்த சாமி கும்பிடுறதே வந்து நம்ம ஏதாவது தேவைக்கு ஏற்றாப்புல சாமி கும்பிடுறது இதெல்லாம். சோ இங்க வந்து இவங்க அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிக்சர்ல இருக்கிறது வந்து யக்ஷா, நீங்க கேட்ட மாதிரி யக்ஷா, அடுத்தது வந்து கினாரா, அதுக்கப்புறம் குபேரா. சோ இதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றாரு சாமிஜி. என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, அவர் வந்து பத்ரிநாத்ல இருக்கும்போது ஒரு பர்சன் வந்து ஒரு காயின் கொடுக்குறாரு. அந்த காயின் வந்து சாமி கிட்ட வச்சிருங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, வச்சுட்டு எடுத்துப்பாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொல்றாங்க. சுவாமிஜி தாட்டிக்கு வந்து ஒரு குருதட்சணையா கொடுக்குறாங்கன்னு நினைச்சிட்டாங்களாட்டுக்கு. இல்ல இந்த காசு நான் எடுத்துட்டு போய் வீட்டுக்கு வச்சுன்னா இட் வில் மல்டிப்ளை அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, சோ அந்த மாதிரி பர்சன்ஸும் வந்து இருக்காங்க. சோ அவங்க எல்லாம் வந்து குபேரரை கும்பிடுவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொல்றாங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் அதான் ரிலீஜியஸ் மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக் பீப்புள் யூஸ் ரிலீஜியன் ஃபார் மெட்டீரியல் க்ரோத். நம்ம ரிலீஜன் வந்து மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக்கா யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது அது வந்து ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அவங்களோட நம்பிக்கையும் மெட்டீரியல் க்ரோத் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். நெக்ஸ்ட் தமசிக் டெய்டி represents evil forces used for destroying other peoples. இவங்க எல்லாமே வந்து பூதம், பிசாசு இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் சொல்றாங்க. அவங்க
Rakini, Shakini,
that who pray to the dead.
சோ இந்த மாதிரி அவங்க வந்து எதுக்குன்னா நெகட்டிவ் ஃபோர்சஸ் அண்ட் பிளாக் மேஜிக் பூஜாஸ் இந்த மாதிரி பண்றது. என்ன நம்ம நினைச்சு அந்த பூஜை பண்றோமோ, அதாவது அடுத்தவங்களை டெஸ்ட்ராய் பண்றதுக்கான பூஜாஸ் இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் கொண்டு வரதுதான் வந்து தமசிக் பூஜா. தேங்க்யூ சார்.
குபேரன் வந்து காடா? நிறைய ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு. இப்ப திடீர்னு எல்லாரும் அந்த பொம்மையெல்லாம் வாங்கி
demigod, not god.
இந்திராவோட கிளான்ல வரவங்க வந்து குபேரா. That Indra and the gods இருக்காங்கல்ல, group of தேவர்கள் மாதிரி. தேவர்கள், exactly.
பாசிட்டிவ் எனர்ஜியா? அது பாசிட்டிவ் எனர்ஜியா?
மகாலட்சுமியோட வந்து அருள் பெற்றவங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. தேவர்கள் மேம் பேசிக்கலா தேர் above us but below God, அந்த மாதிரி வச்சுக்கலாம் for the easier understanding.
Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamade Purnameshyate. Om Shanti Shanti.